The queens gather in the workroom, and Camilla once again congratulates Spinel and Nikolai for their win last week. Spinel thanks her, and congratulates Ione and Mafuyu Sato for surviving last night's lip sync.
It's a new day in the workroom, and we're all still collectively pretending I didn't demolish Ione in that lip sync. Not that I'm mad, good for her. But come on, it was a stretch for sure.
Ione thanks her, sounding very weak in the voice. Elisa asks her what's wrong, but she just responds that it's been an emotional week.
In the last challenge I flopped as my idol, Lola, both in the snatch game and on the runway. I decided to tweet her an apology, and she read me to filth, saying I should be ashamed and never should have been cast on the show. I've never felt so humiliated.
Nikolai looks over at Celestia, asking how she feels after Untucked. Celestia doesn't respond, and Nikolai giggles to himself.
Miss Testy Celestia is giving us the silent treatment. And thank God, because I don't want to hear her speak to begin with.
Venti jokingly congratulates Camilla for winning the reading challenge on Twitter, and the queens laugh.
Before the other night, I admit I was a fan of Lola. But you don't speak to my little sister like that and get away with it. Mary, I meant what I said. If the only thing you can do to cling to publicity is be a monster on Twitter, you're not a drag queen, you're a politician in an ugly wig.
I've heard some of our queens were getting very shady on Twitter this week. So why not bring that energy into the workroom? It's time for the library to open. Hello, loves. In this competition up to now, plenty of you have grown close as sisters and friends. So I think it's time to stomp all over that in our reading challenge. The library is open.
I've not been looking forward to this. Reading other queens has never been my strong suit. Wish me luck, I suppose.
Arsene, you're up.
Spinel, you've really inspired all of us here, even the judges. I mean, they gave you that win last week, so they've clearly learned how to stretch as well as you do. Elisa, supermodel of the world. I mean really, that runway walk is legendary. When you storm that stage, it almost makes us forget how mediocre you were in the challenge.
Mediocre? Me? Oh please. Let's not forget only one of us has a win. Don't get cocky, Arsene.
Mafuyu Sato, I heard you're a frontrunner in Japan with your band The Seasons. Unfortunate that you aren't a frontrunner on this season. I mean, you aren't even the frontrunner to get into Arsene's hotel room. And speaking of Arsene, the judges have been raving about how you show so much polish on the runway. Is that what we're calling your ass now?
Camilla, you're gonna ruin this for everyone. If he stops looking like that on the runway, we all lose.
Nikolai, you're always smirking and giggling to yourself over there. I'm glad you've managed to make someone laugh, because it sure as hell hasn't been the judges. Venti. Alcoholic.
Celestia is trying her hardest up there, but she should go back to giving us the silent treatment. It's just not funny.
Camilla, with a body like that, you really do remind me of a Kardashian. Specifically Rob. Hey, the shoes match, too. Teiko Yasuhiro, oh. I mean, Celestia Ludenberg. You claim to be a queen, but all you're giving me is a court jester with a gambling habit. You seem to think you're playing the game, but honestly, you are the game. And you've lost.
Dear God, Elisa went in on her. That was personal.
Mafuyu Sato, you won't shut up about your boyfriend Ritsuka. Oh wait, no, you haven't mentioned him, because you're still trying to get in Arsene's pants. Elisa, you're an electric type trainer, but your personality is so dim I fear there was a power outage. What else was it that I wanted to say? Oh yeah. Emolga was a chop.
Wait, what did she just say about Sato? I'm confused. Boyfriend?
Ione, maybe you'd have had better reads if you had Camilla fight your battle for you again. Is she gonna lip sync for you tonight too? Celestia, I know you love your dark bitch alliance, but it's not much of an alliance with only one bitch in it. More of a studio apartment. And really, the only thing dark is the black mold growing in your back rolls.
Back rolls.
Wait, who's the little blue one in the back? Is that Maggie Simpson's drag daughter? Arsene, I know you call yourself a dancing queen, but to me you're more of a Fernando.
That's not a read, ABBA is fierce. I won't hear otherwise.
Nikolai, your makeup is so muddy it looks like a Rorschach test. On the runway I'm always trying to figure out if it's a butterfly or a bat. Camilla, sister, I really do want to roast you, but the high heat would melt all the cheap plastic in your cheeks and chest.
Ione, that double Shantae performance from you was fierce and totally deserved. When your top 2 placement did the splits, everyone was gagged. Camilla, the buoyancy of that silicone is the only thing keeping you floating above the bottom.
Oh, honey, these are all real. I'll never judge a girl for enhancements, but I'm blessed from birth. These legs are real, these tits are real, these cheekbones are real, this whittled waist is real. I've never needed them.
Well, some of you were shady enough to block the sun. Others, well, anyway, I've decided who wins.
My mini challenge reign is gonna continue, just watch.
Elisa, you're the winner of the reading challenge. And as such, you will get an advantage in tonight's maxi challenge, getting to choose the roles for Alice in Wonderland the Rusical.
Oh girl, I'm not usually that shady. But if I want to chop Celestia, I need to control the game. I've just won a mini challenge that gives me a lot of power, and I've recruited Nikolai, who always has an angle. Venti as well, another friend and a strong contender. Both of them are going far in this game, they have the track record and the social skill to do so, and with them I can get Celestia out by the end of the night.
The queens gather in the workroom to go over the scripts and have their roles decided. As soon as they're together, Elisa announces that she wants to play this fair and will give people whichever roles they want, but that if she wants a role instead she will take it. The queens look relieved.
Finally someone wins a mini challenge and doesn't use it to aim a sniper rifle at me. Even if Elisa is lying, I'm definitely not a target for her right now, and I'm okay with that.
Elisa clears her throat and says she has one more stipulation. She turns to Celestia and says that she will be choosing last. Nikolai smiles, and Venti says her clumsiness has caught up to her.
That skinny white bitch. He knew this whole time, and he's had me acting like his lapdog. Oh, it's over. Watch your back, Nikolai and Venti, I'm feeling clumsy again.
Elisa goes around the circle, asking each queen what part they want to play. Camilla requests the Red Queen, and Elisa agrees, saying that role is perfect for her.
I like Camilla a lot, but I don't know if she has the presence to sell this role. It's not easy. The Red Queen essentially steals the show, and all we've seen Camilla snatching is bottom 3 placements. I don't think this is a good idea for her. She really should be keeping her head down until we get to another fashion challenge.
Ione requests to play Alice, the lead. Elisa responds that she was hoping to play Alice, but that if Ione thinks taking that risk is right for her, she'll give it up. Ione nods.
After my lackluster performances lately, I need to make leaps to show the judges I'm not stuck in this rut. I'm still really shaken up though. I fell on my face twice in the most humiliating way I can imagine, and to have Lola drag me like that on Twitter, I feel so drained. Nonetheless, this is my moment and I have to take it.
Elisa decides that instead of Alice, she'll play the White Queen, Mirana. Venti warns her that it's not a very large role, and if she doesn't make an impact she's asking for a bottom placement. Elisa assures him that she'll make an impact, and continues to ask about the roles.
I appreciate Venti's concern, but I haven't faltered yet and I won't start today. The White Queen is graceful, powerful, and cutthroat. 3 better words couldn't be used to describe me.
Nikolai says that naturally he'll be playing the Mad Hatter, and Elisa responds that she had already marked him down for that role.
I've been known to love a good hat, and I might be the maddest queen in this competition. Well, except Celestia, but that's a different kind of mad. More like pissed.
Arsene requests to play the Knave of Hearts. Celestia argues that she was hoping for that role, and Elisa looks at her quietly for a moment before telling Arsene the role is his and smiling to herself.
Wow, that Celestia really does have a thick skull. She basically told you that she was blocking you. Why would you tell her how to do it most effectively? Well, regardless. I know this is a smaller role in the Rusical, but I plan on making the most of every second of it. I've been itching for a win and I came close last week. Now is my time.
Sato adds that he would like to play the Cheshire Cat because it has the most difficult song, and Elisa agrees. Spinel and Venti ask to play the Tweedles, and Elisa nods, before turning to Celestia and telling her she will play the Blue Caterpillar. Celestia simply nods, smiles, and leaves to go look over her lines.
I'm not letting these girls see me crack. But don't get me wrong, I'm livid. This is the character with the least lines, it's only in one scene, and isn't even the lead in that scene. I'm being set up for failure.
The queens all split up to rehearse their scenes together. Camilla, Spinel, Arsène, and Venti start by practicing their lines for the scenes at the castle. Camilla is immediately able to cling to her role, really camping up every line.
You can see the fire in Camilla's eyes in the rehearsals. I think the judges really got to her last week. I'm happy to see her stepping things up.
Venti glances over his lines, and tells the others that in the meantime before his part, he's going to go get his runway for the week to see if he'll be making any modifications, and leaves the station.
My look tonight is gonna seal a third win for me. It isn't the best in my package, but it's definitely up there. The judges are gonna gag.
Elisa, Mafuyu Sato, Ione, and Nikolai group together to work on their scenes. Nikolai is visibly excited as he looks through the script. Elisa suggests that the queens practice singing together, and Sato offers to help coach them since singing is his expertise. Elisa starts singing her parts and is immediately very strong, impressing the other queens.
Elisa has a real shot at taking it this week, at least so far. Myself and her are definitely the best singers here. I really hope I can outshine her. Our roles are both about the same size, but my character definitely has more personality, which I really hope I can capture. I was in the bottom last week, and this is the perfect time to prove that I have the star quality it takes to win this competition.
Ione tries to sing through her lines, but she keeps losing the note or cracking her voice. Elisa and Sato help her to improve her singing while Nikolai practices on his own.
This role is perfect for me, but if I'm honest, I'm more worried this week than usual. I've been dreading dancing-based challenges, it's just not what I'm good at. I can lip sync, but that's not about dancing, it's about performing. So much of the Rusical is based around choreographed dance and movement. I have to nail my singing and know all of my lines. I can't be distracted like I usually am and still succeed. But don't mistake this as me giving up. I'm not going home tonight, I just have to work harder.
Celestia starts working on her part much later than the other queens, only sitting down at her table about 15 minutes after she left the starting group. After some time, the queens hear Venti scream from the other side of the workroom. Elisa, Sato, and Nikolai rush over to see what's wrong, and Venti tells them that his runway has gone missing.
Where the hell is my look? That gown was hand-sewn by me. It took more than 2 weeks. I almost went fucking blind stoning it. Where is my look? Did I lose it? I couldn't have.
Venti starts panicking, tossing garments off of the rack to look for it. Sato and Nikolai are helping him look, with Sato trying to calm him down in the process. Elisa storms over to Celestia's station.
This isn't an accident. I'm not letting that spooky bitch keep getting away with this. It's over.
Elisa starts screaming at the top of her lungs, demanding Celestia tell her where Venti's runway look is. Celestia glances up at her, smiling and saying she doesn't know what Elisa is talking about. Elisa points to the other group, saying Venti's runway has gone missing and she knows Celestia did something. Celestia stands up, calmly saying it wasn't her, but Elisa cuts her off, snapping back that she can't lie to her again. Celestia starts to giggle to herself, which angers Elisa, who continues shouting. After a few minutes, Nikolai comes over and starts pulling Elisa back to the station. Elisa stops him, and catches her breath before calmly telling Celestia that she won't get away with this forever, and walking away.
Why? These accusations are ridiculous. What is she implying? As revenge for the 3 of them holding me back in the challenge, and to weaken a major threat, I left the table early and snuck to Venti's clothes rack to stow his runway for tonight in one of my bags, that I then locked and hid behind the rest of my things, before going to work on my lines and song? I wouldn't do that, I couldn't do that, and I didn't do that. Obviously, how dare she say such a thing?
Venti tells the rest of his group that he'll have to practice backstage, and immediately goes to a sewing machine to create a new look. Sato tries to convince him to use pieces from himself and Elisa's unused runways to put together a look so he has time to practice, saying the challenge is more important than the runway, but Venti tells him to go back to the group and not worry about it. After a couple hours, the queens are called to make and rehearse the choreography, and not long after that, the challenge begins.
Put the bass in your walk.
Hello my loves, and welcome to Cartoon Drag Race Philippines. I'm one of your beloved hosts, Kagamane Len. Please welcome your beautiful judging panel this week. The other half of our sickening judging duo, it's Kagamane Rin. And finally, the winner of the Rusical on Cartoon Drag Race Toontown Season 1, she wins, you lose, it's Brittany. Thank you so much for joining us. In this week's Maxi Challenge, our queens were tasked with performing in a Rusical inspired by the 2010 film version of Alice in Wonderland, and were then told to bring it to the runway in their concept of Wonderland Couture. Now, let the judging commence.
Mafuyu Sato, Camilla, Arsene, and Elisa slayed the challenge.
I made that stage my bitch, and nobody can deny that. But a lot of us did really well this week. Regardless, I'm really proud of what I put out on the stage, and I think the win tonight is mine. Sorry Sato, maybe next time.
I dare the judges to say I didn't take risks or stand out, I fucking dare them. Every time I was on the stage the eyes were only on me. And if this season wins an Emmy or a Cartoon Drag Race award, I'll have been the reason. I could tell that Kagamane Rin was so proud of me for rising to the challenge after fading into the background. This is my week, and I'm not letting anybody take it from me. Off with their motherfucking heads.
Spinel was great in the challenge.
Being in a matched pair in an acting challenge or Rusical is infamously difficult, and lands a lot of queens in the bottom too. It can be hard to stand out when your character is defined as half of the whole. But I came through tonight and I wasn't held back. I almost feel bad for Venti. He was already struggling, it couldn't have helped that I basically blew him out of the water every step of the way.
Celestia Ludenberg was good in the challenge.
This week wasn't my best, but I knew all of my lines and I knew all of my choreography. Some of these girls can't say the same. Cough, Nikolai and Venti, cough.
Nikolai and Ione were bad in the challenge.
I made it pretty clear that dance wasn't my strong suit, and it definitely showed. I missed steps a few times. When I was able to focus on my character I did great, but you really can't miss even one step in a show like this or everyone can tell. But I could swear that during part of the choreography, Celestia stepped in front of me on purpose, which wasn't choreographed. She's really getting on my nerves now.
Venti flopped the challenge.
I barely knew my lines, I was so focused on putting together my runway after my last one went missing. I already had a weak role. I chose it because I knew that if I put the effort in I could make it stand out since there was a scene with only me and Spinel as the highlight, but since I didn't know what I was doing it completely backfired. I'm in the bottom, I'm sure of it. But that's alright by me. Get ready for the performance of a lifetime.
Venti, Camilla, Ione, Arsene, and Mafuyu Sato slayed the runway.
Another one, thank you. I knew this runway would clear, and just like during the challenge, I saw the light in the twins' eyes as they saw me at my best. It's over for the rest of these girls.
There was a blip last week, my look wasn't good, and I'm glad that tonight I showed that that's not the standard for me. I completely shut the stage down when I walked out in this look, and it definitely locked the win in for me.
Nikolai and Celestia were great on the runway.
My look was solid, but with how many queens did amazing on the runway this week, it's not gonna save me. I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to hold my place in this competition, but I'll admit, I wasn't expecting to be in this spot so soon.
Spinel and Elisa were good on the runway.
I must admit, darlings, this wasn't the best look from me up to now. It's alright, but it's not exceptional, and when you bring it like I have week after week, good becomes underwhelming very quickly. But I killed it this week, and I'm sure I still have a strong shot at the win.
My queens, I have made some decisions. Spinel and Celestia Ludenberg, you're safe. You may leave the stage. Camilla, Nikolai, Venti, Ione, Elisa, Mafuyu Sato, and Arsene. You're the tops and bottoms of the week. Now, it's time for critiques. Camilla, please step forward.
Camilla, you seriously shined this week like never before. Every time you were on the stage one was completely in awe, and on the runway, I mean seriously. I can tell you took what we said to heart, and I am so fucking proud of you.
You already know that you killed it. I want to take this time to tell you that this is the bar you've set. We know you're capable of this level of excellence, so I need you to bring it every week from now on. No more fading into the background. Amazing job.
When I got the call to judge here, I made sure to catch up on the season so far, and I had no expectations for you. Like, the bar was in hell. But you proved me wrong the moment you hit the stage. Your presence tonight made it clear that you are the head bitch in charge. Don't lose this momentum.
Nikolai, please step forward.
Your singing and line reads were great. The character choice for you was definitely good. But you really couldn't get the choreography down. You tripped or stumbled more than once. I expected more from you given your skill in the challenges up to now.
Your runway was well done and well executed, but I wouldn't call it an all-timer. I understand that dance isn't everyone's strongest area, but you're only as strong as your weakest quality, and you were behind the pack this week.
It just wasn't good. Even when you weren't stumbling, you didn't do much. Your singing was good, but nobody's singing was that bad, surprisingly, so it doesn't matter much. And you were campy, but that's about it. Not a good showing this week.
Venti, please step forward.
You really let us down this week in the challenge. Just like Nikolai, you've set a really high bar up to now, so to watch you fall on your face like that was disappointing.
Aside from that, you were amazing on the runway this week, probably the best of anyone. It's my understanding that you made this look in under 2 hours, is that true? It really looks like you brought it from home and paid a large amount for it too.
Venti, what did you do successfully? Quickly? I was gagged with how awful you were this week. I couldn't care less about an amazing runway look. You didn't know your lines at all. You messed up almost every one of them. You knew the choreography, but not nearly as well as most of the others. There wasn't much focus behind it. And you were outshined by Spinel to the point that I almost wanted you to leave the stage so you wouldn't hold her back.
Ione, please step forward.
Last week we saw Camilla below her best, and this week she rose to the challenge and overcame that. Ione, you've yet to rise to the challenge, and you didn't overcome your struggle tonight. I'm starting to lose patience. That being said, I want to give you credit for this amazing runway look. You look gorgeous as always, I just really need more.
You blew us away week 1, but since then you've been very middling, and this bottom streak won't get you very far. You were the lead this week, and you bombed it. My expectations for you are higher than how you've been performing. You'll either start doing better or you'll go home. You can't do this forever.
I think we all saw Lola dragging you on Twitter last week, and I'm starting to see where she's coming from. You weren't the worst this week. You did poorly in the challenge, but no worse than Nikolai, and just like him you killed the runway. But darling, being in the bottom third for 3 weeks, I'm getting tired. You have yet to show me why you deserve your spot in this competition. Get your shit together now.
Elisa, please step forward.
Elisa, you've truly yet to falter. Week after week after week, you've made it clear that you have an it factor that so few queens can capture. I mean, in the Rusical you didn't have the biggest role, and you had to share the stage with Camilla and Arsène more than once, who were both total powerhouses. Yet you absolutely killed it and held your own anyway.
Tonight on the runway I could tell you were a true model. It's not just the look, although the look is amazing. It's your presentation. It's how you sell the garment, the way you walk, the way your eyes shine. You've shown us that you have no plans on coasting on your icon status. You're here to prove that your icon status is damn well earned.
I'm a performer, and I know when I see one. I had heard of you before this competition, everyone had. But even then, I'm blown away. It speaks to the strength of most of the queens here that you have any competition, because if I had only seen you tonight I would have assumed they crowned you on the spot. It'll be a hard choice this week.
Mafuyu Sato, please step forward.
I knew you were a singer, but wow. From one musical queen to another, your vocals tonight were on another level and completely unmatched. You had the hardest musical section in the entire performance, and you wouldn't have known it watching you kill it like that. The fact that you did that live, didn't miss a single beat in the choreography, and perfectly performed as a character as unique as the Cheshire Cat, is just so impressive. You're right where you belong.
Just like Camilla, you proved that one bad week doesn't have to define your place in the competition. You were such a star tonight, I've never been this proud of you.
They've talked about your performance. You know it's amazing. I want to talk about your runway tonight. To me, you were the standout on that runway. I saw the tattered rag you wore last week, so to see you bounce back with this, I'll give credit where credit is due. This was so good and you should hear it. When filming is over maybe I'll commission you for performance look or two.
Arsène, please step forward.
Tonight you had the choreography on lock, and from what I'm hearing it's because you single-handedly made it for each and every girl on this stage. Every beat was hit, your movements were isolated and powerful. It was one of those moments where you watch someone doing what they've committed their life to. You were on such a high level in that performance, it was like magic.
I can't stress enough how impressed I've been with you up to now. Every time you hit the stage it's electric. You do the damn thing, every single time, and I never get tired of it. And I won't be ignoring the runway look tonight. This was drag excellence. You definitely didn't come to play. Arsene, you were truly born to do drag.
It's rare to see a performer as talented as you. I'm the only other one coming to mind right away, honestly. It's like you defy gravity, it's sickening. I'll be watching you very closely from now on.
Alright my queens, now that we've let you know our thoughts, it's time to decide your placements this week. Mafuyu Sato, tonight you ruled the world. You're safe, you may leave the stage. Damn it, I had really high hopes that tonight would finally be my win. It's alright, I'll make it happen. The judges know now that I can turn it, I'll do it again. Elisa, as the White Queen you truly proved that you're an icon of class. You're safe, you may leave the stage. Camilla, as the Red Queen you decapitated the competition. Arsene, as the Knave of Hearts you stole ours. But there can only be one winner. Oh, to hell with the rules. Congratulations, you're both the winner of tonight's Maxi Challenge.
Yes, finally. I've gotten my first win. And don't worry, there's more to come. It's officially my time to shine.
And there we have it, darlings. I've cemented my spot here, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Not Celestia, not Vanessa, and bless her heart, certainly not Lola. Off with their heads.
Ione, in tonight's challenge you played the lead, but you gave us mute extra. You're safe, you may leave the stage.
I'm once again in the bottom 3, but at least this time I'm safe. I don't know if I could have given a proper lip sync in this state.
Ione, wait. I want to make it clear that if it was up to me, you would have lip synced tonight. You got off easy, you better not squander it.
Holy shit, Kagami Rin directly calling her out like that was not what I saw coming. I don't think that's ever happened before. Poor thing can't get a break. But to be fair, where's the light? She should have been in the bottom tonight.
That means that Nikolai and Venti, I'm sorry my dears, but you're up for elimination.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
I can't say I didn't expect this. I don't agree with it. I think Ione should have been here instead. But I won't be giving up here. This song is perfect for me. I'm going to cave that stage in and give you all the Mad Hatter experience.
I think their judgment was correct. I bombed this week. Losing my runway completely threw me off my game. Nikolai, you're my friend and I love you, but you better be prepared. I won't be going home tonight. End of conversation.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
The lip sync song is Mad Hatter by Melanie Martinez. Nikolai and Venti slayed the lip sync.
Was I hallucinating, or did anyone else see the way they tore that stage up? Nikolai sliding to the back of the stage in a backbend like that, oh my god. Venti even came up and laid on the judges' table during the chorus. I'm actually so gagged.
Wow, just wow. For every single one of you in the back, that is what we call a lip sync for your life. However, a decision must be made.
Kagami Len holds his head in his hands for about a minute, before eventually looking back up to the queens.
My queens, I have made my decision. This has been the hardest decision up to now, but... Venti, Shantae you stay. You may leave the stage.
Dear God, I couldn't breathe. I'm safe, I actually did it. As soon as that song started, it was like tunnel vision. But I actually did it. You won't see me in this position again.
Nikolai, I want you to leave knowing that despite it all, you made me very proud tonight. You are a fucking star, and we will miss you in this competition. Now, sashay away.
This is Untucked.
The queens come in, still buzzing from Venti and Nikolai's performance in the lip sync. Before anything, Arsene congratulates Venti for winning the lip sync, saying it was one of the best ever and he should be proud. The other queens agree. Venti thanks them, saying he never wanted to land in the bottom but that he's glad he was able to turn it out when he was.
That lip sync will go down in the history books. I'm honestly pissed at Ione for undeservedly soaking up the season's double Shantae last week. Nikolai deserves to be in this room right now, and she doesn't.
Elisa looks upset, and Celestia notices, smiling at her calmly and asking what's wrong. Elisa instantly gets visibly angry, loudly firing back that Celestia knows exactly what's wrong. Celestia rolls her eyes, asking if she's still trying to accuse her of sabotaging Venti, and Elisa responds that she isn't accusing it, she knows it was Celestia. Celestia looks angry, but calmly replies that she doesn't have to sabotage anybody because she can earn a win, and unlike some people, she doesn't have to share it.
I can tell that Celestia wants to get read down and untucked for a second time. I'm more than happy to do so.
Elisa starts to shout back at Celestia, but Celestia immediately shouts above her, telling her to get over herself, and saying that Elisa is here because of her name only and hasn't deserved a single one of her placements, and will soon go home in shame just like her daughter did. Camilla stands up, saying that that comment was uncalled for, and Elisa pauses and takes a sip of her drink.
These two are fighting like two bitter old bitches in a nursing home. Some of us were at risk of being eliminated this week, and we're watching a pissing contest between two frontrunners. Can you at least keep it down?
After finishing her drink, Elisa tells Celestia to sit the fuck down and listen to what she's about to be told. Camilla tries to pull Elisa back, but Elisa lightly shoves her away and continues. She shouts that Celestia is talentless, hideous, and that if it weren't for her abrasiveness, drama, and sabotage she wouldn't have a win nor would she be here tonight. Celestia responds that Elisa is coasting on her title and nothing more. Elisa fires back, saying that she doesn't have to coast because the big difference between the two is that Elisa has talent and Celestia has none. She then raises her voice, adding to not speak about her daughter again, and tosses her drink right into Celestia's face. The queen's gasped and Celestia just smiles and stays quiet.
I just know she didn't throw her drink on that bitch. I know she did not. This is unreal.
Elisa slams her empty cup down on the table, shattering the glass, before calmly leaving Untucked. As Elisa leaves, Celestia politely sits back down on the couch, and says that she'll be contacting her lawyers about this after the competition. The queens sit in a long silence,